This is Francis Ferrugia welcoming you to tonight's WM Daily News. Thank you for joining us. Patrick Swayze, the actor and classically trained dancer whose role in the enduringly popular Dirty Dancing made him a movie star, one who struggled with the alienation of fame and against being typecast as a leading man, died Monday. He was 57. Swayze, who also starred in the blockbuster film Ghost, died in Los Angeles with his family at his side, his publicist Annette Wolff said. Another person who died was the famous TV chef Keith Floyd. His last lunch of champagne, white wine, oysters, red wine, partridge, pari jelly and a fag, before dying of a fatal heart attack at his Dorset home in Bridport. His friend Celia said they had had lunch at Lyme Regis, and Keith told me, "I have not felt this well for ages." They ate at the Hicks Oyster and Fish House, where Keith had a champagne cocktail. He ate oysters with potted shrimp and toast, partridge for his main course, and pari jelly. Celia added, "Keith lay down and I thought he went to sleep. Then his breathing became erratic. I'm still in shock. I can't get to grips with it." Last night, Keith's longtime friend, Michelin star chef Jean-Christophe Nouvel, was said to be totally devastated. He and his Hell's Kitchen star Marco Pierre White are jointly arranging the funeral. A leading precious metals consultancy predicted yesterday, September the 14th, that gold prices could reach $1,100 per ounce next year, Reuters reports. Investors are currently awaiting the yellow metal's next move with bated breath, as it continues to hover around the psychologically significant $1,000 per ounce mark. GFMS, a leading commodities agency, has explained that it fears overinflation, against which gold is often bought as a hedge, grow in the next 6 months. Gold prices could continue to advance steadily. "I would expect that by the beginning of next year we will be back above the $1,000 level dollar again, and maybe with the market heading towards $1,050 and even $1,100 if there are sufficient signs of inflation and concerns over the United States dollar to motivate significant investment inflows into the market," Chairman Philip Krabjic told the news provider. A similar positive view was outlined last week by Yang Yung-shik, head of precious metals trading at Seoul-based firm Hyundai Futures. He explained that the combination of a weak dollar, which moves in the opposite direction to gold, and inflation concerns will stand the metal in good stead. "The dollar will keep a weak tone, which combined with inflationary concerns will power a further rise in the metal," he told the news provider. Kirk Honeycutt from The Hollywood Reporter makes an interesting film review about mother and child. Writer-director Rodrigo Garcia is a master of multiple narratives, whose storylines often crisscross in unexpected ways. He deploys his strategy most effectively in this of his latest films, Mother and Child, a happy sad tale of a mother and daughter separated at birth, who struggle with the damage done by the most important person missing in their lives. Some may find the film overly schematic, but Garcia smartly uses 3 parallel narratives to probe the extraordinary nature of motherhood. Like many of Garcia's films, Mother and Child plays very well to adult female audiences. Thanks to a name cast, his scripts attract major talent. The film should carve out a niche for itself in specialty venues and on cable television. The film opens simply with 2 14-year-olds making out. The resulting unplanned pregnancy leads to a birth and a brief poignant glance at the infant by her mother before it is whisked away for immediate adoption. 37 years later, we witness the powerful, painful effect the separation has had on the 2 women. Annette Bening's Karen, the mother, has never married. She cares for her invalid mother, Eileen Ryan, the author of that fateful decision, and interacts coolly, even awkwardly, with other people. Naomi Watts Elizabeth has buried herself in legal work and loveless sex. She's fiercely independent, but drifts from law firm to law firm, her only goal being a judgeship. A third storyline follows another unwanted pregnancy and an adoption process. Kerry Washington's Lucy can't have children, so with her husband David Ramsey, she is set up by a Catholic agency to meet a young expectant mother willing to give up the baby if she finds them acceptable. The woman is not easily satisfied. There is bitterness in Karen and brittleness in Elizabeth that cause each to be abrupt and demanding in human interactions. Elizabeth won't admit even to herself that she wants to confront the women who gave her up as a teenager. Karen hardly focuses on her life of today. Having never gotten over either her young lover or the baby, she blames her mother for taking away from her. A fellow worker, played by Jimmy Smits, wants to go out with Karen, but she is unable to even treat him civilly until her mother dies. Meanwhile, Elizabeth also gets involved with a co-worker, actually her boss, Samuel L. Jackson, at a Los Angeles law firm. The desperation Lucy feels to get a baby underscores the emptiness in the lives of Karen and Elizabeth. Sorrow, anxiety, hope, and denial run through these parallel lives. The three remarkable actresses wonderfully play one of the hardest things of all, ambivalence. Neither Karen nor Elizabeth is actually certain they do want to meet, until they are hesitantly certain. Lucy wants a baby almost more of her husband, but when trouble comes between them, she surprises herself by wanting it even more. Garcia eventually puts the three stories on a collision course. This is where you are most aware of the schematic nature of his narratives, but it serves his purpose, and his purpose is to show the enormous strength of the mother-child bond. As with all of Garcia's chamber pieces, the crafts behind the camera come together with such smoothness. Edward Sheamer's quiet, understated music heightens the war of emotions, while Xavier Perez's Grobet's lensing and Christopher Tandon's design underscore the themes of each story. Karen's tidy, suburban emptiness, Elizabeth's risk-taking in high rises, and Lucy's battles all in close quarters. That's it for this evening. Thank you for joining us. We hope to see you tomorrow. Good night.